Excelsior fanboys and girls, because everything old is new again, X-Files is back. Were you not a child of the 80s or 90s and missed the surprise hit TV show when it was on, or did season 11 leave a bad taste in your mouth? Do you just need a refresher in the adventures of Mulder and Scully? Let's run down the top 5 most crucial episodes that you need to see to sharpen your geek cred. X-Files broadly breaks down into 2 categories, standalone or Monster of the Week episodes, and what showrunner Chris Carter calls mythology episodes. The latter are interconnected installments that make up the constant underlying narrative of the show. You need both to appreciate the series. So first off, make sure you watch the pilot. It's crucial to understanding the premise of the show, and despite its early and desperate attempt to channel both Silence of the Lambs with Gillian Anderson's Agent Scully and the show's inspiration, Kolchak the Night Stalker with Agent Mulder, it's important to remember that I don't include it on the list. Just watch it. Now keep in mind that this isn't in chronological order. I'll leave it to you to decide how to watch it. Number 5, Season 2, Episode 5, Duane Barry. Without giving too much away, this episode is a classic example of the complicated relationship that develops between our heroes and how they come together under the alien conspiracy mythology that makes the show what it is. The episode begins to lay the seeds for Scully's shift from debunker of the X-Files into the force of balance for Mulder's far-reaching enthusiasm. This is where we really begin to see them not as opposing forces but partners working for the same goal, though abstractly. Number 4, Season 1, Episode 3, Squeeze. This is the very first Monster of the Week episode, and it remains one of its most chilling. It follows Mulder's quest to hunt down a seemingly immortal, extremely flexible serial killer who eats the livers of his victims. While Mulder attempts to track down the evil Eugene Toombs, the investigation goes back decades, hinting at all the history of the X-Files. The fact that these things have been happening for a long time is a key to unraveling the show's big mystery. Note that this isn't a standalone episode because they will revisit it when Mr. Toombs comes back in a later season. And number 3, Season 3, Episode 2, Paperclip. An installment when their mythology's in full stride, Paperclip does what made the show great in its prime. Give you answers to the crazy conspiracy storylines that they give you thus far and simply reveal that there are far more layers to the onion. It gives you a glimmer of hope, there's a genuine direction and the plan for the show, unlike Lost, but that there's a long way to go before we know it all. Number 2, Season 3, Episode 4, Clyde Brooklands' Final Repose. One of the best, most heart-wrenching episodes of the show, Clyde Brooklands is a brilliant example of writer Darren Morgan, who is arguably the series' best. In it, we get a real sense of heart without being overly melodramatic, and what would become the show's signature humor without being silly. It's hard not to get misty over Morgan's complex sense of irony and its sincere storytelling that never really feels heavy-handed. This episode gives a real feeling of credibility to the series that could have been easily a one-trick pony. Fun trivia fact, Darren Morgan actually started out as an actor on the X-Files, originally starring as the show's most infamous monster, the Fluke Man. Number 1, Season 3, Episode 20, Jose Chungs from Outer Space. My all-time favorite outing from the series, Jose Chungs stars the indomitable Charles Nelson Riley of Match Game fame as an investigative novelist who tries to get the truth out of 2 teenagers' account of an alien abduction. Written by, who else, Darren Morgan, this hilariously meta episode unfolds the narrative through the POV recollections of Mulder and Scully, allowing us to see the stark differences between the way they see the world around them. It plays directly on some of the most famous real-life paranormal events the show avoided tackling head-on, like the Mothman, the Men in Black, and Injured Cold, in a snarky, lighthearted way without poking fun at them. It's brilliant, funny, quirky, and features an ingenious cameo by the famous conspiracy nut Jesse the Body Ventura, and also Alex Trebek. This is everything the X-Files can be, defining itself through self-parody. Sadly, this approach was so popular, they frequently tried to repeat the formula, episodes like Hollywood AD and Postmodern Prometheus nearly causing them to jump the shark. Honorable mentions to this list include Season 4, Episode 2, Home, which is decidedly creepy and slightly varies from the show's structure, and Season 2, Episode 20, Humbug, where Darren Morgan introduces us to a traveling band of sideshow freaks, turning the tables on the show's premise of monsters or otherly elements being the villains. These 2 only missed the top 5 because there are just so many you can't put them in one list! Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. I'm Skip Harvey, and I want to believe, at least, that there can still be good X-Files.